Snobs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to It's Civil. I'm Sybil Wilkes, and that woman making the disgusting remarks is who else? Myra J. Hey, Myra.
I'm
Thank
not
you.
sure we were on by the time those remarks were on. That's why.
Thank you for
Uh,
acknowledging it's what I do.
and do so well. And
Thank
do
you so
so well.
much.
Welcome back, Stephen Hill. How you
It is
doing?
great to be back. I missed you all last week. Absolutely.
We missed you too.
Yeah.
I know, bigger name. We understand that.
Bigger name. It's a longer name, but not bigger.
Oh, okay. Okay. How's everybody doing? What's going on? What's the words? What's the haps? What's the goings ons?
Okay, you want to jump in? I'll
Yeah,
jump in.
no.
Here's what happened. At my 50th birthday party, I connected my best friend from high school and someone I worked with at the time, still going strong after 10 years. I'm feeling good about myself. At my 60th birthday party, I hooked up somebody I work with and someone I've known since I was 5 years old. Did not know. I'm sorry, I didn't hook them up. They met at that party and then kept their relationship a secret until last night. They came out of the closet. I know it has a different possibility, but what I mean is I finally found out that they're together and they're actually getting married next year. And this was less than a year ago.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Matchmaker
So,
Steven, make me a match. I'll
Okay.
come to my party, get you a catch. Ow.
They
okay.
met when you were 5 years old.
No. I'm sorry. Michael is someone I've known since I was 5 years old. My friend Jay, I've worked with over the years. So.
Oh, because I was going to ask you to hook me up, but I ain't got that kind of time.
And we're talking every 10 years. So, yeah.
I'm feeling good right now.
No,
How you
you
doing,
should.
Myra?
I'm doing very well. Very, very well, sir.
How are the trees, Myra?
The trees have been still, thank goodness, but everyone who has come to my house has stepped outside and went, whoa.
Whoa. They've gone, whoa.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you missed this, Stephen. Several trees fell behind my house.
But
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
was there to hear it.
Except me. I heard it. And I had one of them, ain't nobody got time for that moment. From my bedroom to the front door. Yeah.
Why did they fall? Do we know why they fell?
Well, we had a lot of rain. So I would imagine some of the ground is very, very soggy. And the original tree was behind my neighbor's house, but it was so huge and it fell towards my place that it was one of those domino effects, knocking down other trees. Yeah.
Rain be making trees fall now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this part of the global warming or
No.
It's Atlanta.
It's Atlanta. Okay. Rain too much in Atlanta, you make it a tree in your backyard. Got it. I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep. Ask the Georgia folks. Absolutely. They will fall.
Steve, I don't know if you are feeling the weather extremes that the rest of us are in other parts of the country. In California, I know that the northwest part of the country had incredible heat wave, like around the Oregon area and Washington State. But I'm not sure about you in Southern California.
Oh my God, in Southern California, it is just as bad. Yesterday, and it shows you how far it swings in a short period of time. 2 days ago, it was 81 degrees here.
Mhm.
Today, it's 83. Like we are all concerned that there's such a wide shift of weather here in California. It's crazy.
You are so silly. Okay, here we go. There's your weather report for today.
Dang.
And that's low. It was supposed to be 106 today. It's 102 currently.
That's why you have on the long sleeves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And so much so that I try to keep my thermostat, at a reasonable temperature for me anyway, during the day. But it's kicked in today. It's at 78. I normally keep it, and it was kicking in. So it's getting hot in her.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So I'm glad you guys are well, Steve. I'm glad you're back, and I love your matchmaking skills. So let's see if we can make this happen, not in 10 years, but maybe even sooner.
Sure.
Okay. All right, here we go. It's time for our What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our African-American just all consuming news as regards to our African American communities. And this is our absolutely free newsletter. Please subscribe. Go to SybilWilkes.com and we will have it in your email box if you give us your name and your email address every Monday through Friday morning, first thing. And so let's talk about what is going on in the newsletter. Uh, Old Joe Manchin, even though he had COVID, was still being a bit of an obstructionist regarding some of the Biden plans for his agenda, the things that they wanted to get done before this summer vacation, and certainly well before the midterm elections kick in. It's just been announced that Joe Manchin and the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have come to some sort of agreement on a number of things, including climate control, energy are two of the things, and hopefully the prescription prices. But the three things that the Biden administration was counting on and hoping to move forward with or without our friend Joe Manchin is the computer chip deal, which they appear to have gotten close to working and finding some sort of agreement on, as well as the respect for marriage agreement, which we will talk about a little bit later with Kwyn, and also talking about energy prices and climate control. And it's going to be interesting to see how this all happens because, as I said, timing is of the highest order because these members of Congress any day now. The House members will be going on vacation. The Senate has another week or so to get things done. And they need to go back out to their constituents as they are really ramping up for the election process, for the campaign trail. And they need to go back with some good news to say, we're working. We're getting some things done. That's why we need your votes. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, but hopefully they will get some things done. Are you hopeful, either one of you, that some of these issues will be taken care of before summer break begins for them?
You go first, Stephen.
I'm one of the more optimistic people that I know.
Right.
I really am. I'm 100%. But I've been consistent on a few things. One, nothing's ever going to move because people have put their own personal gain ahead of the gain of the people. That's it happened long before Trump, but Trump really solidified that was an okay way to move, and people are moving that way.
Right.
Number two, I would like to go on record. You can go back and look, go to the archives of Sybil when we were all celebrating that the two senators won in Georgia. I said, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a senator who's going to use this 50-50 for their power. I said it on this program the day that we talked about the senators.
Ding, ding.
I didn't know who it was going to be, but Manchin has shown himself to be that guy that I predicted would come because there's no way because people put their own personal politics ahead in what they want. And Joe Manchin wants to be king of the heap. No one should know the name of a senator from West Virginia unless you're in West Virginia. There's no reason there's like literally no reason for that to happen, right?
Right.
It's happening because he's taking advantage of the 50-50. Told you, that's all. Nothing to move. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, just drop it.
Yeah.
Myra, what do you say?
Well, it's looking a little bit crazy. I still say that the Democrats need to make some gangster moves, period. Because people, when I say people, the voters are getting very, very frustrated saying, what have you done? I think that they need to get more aggressive with their messaging. Like this is what we have accomplished. And then they just need to make a couple of 1-2, whomp them, stomp them, gangster moves. And just say,
how do they do that, Myra, in light of the gangster opposition against them? So do they take out Manchin and bring somebody else in?
I'm not sure how they do it, but I do know.
And you don't care. You just know that it has to be done.
I think a challenge is going to be that this has been building up. Look, Republicans are the party of Nixon, right? Nixon,
it's not the party of Nixon anymore.
No. But this is the party that has never stopped the kind of tactics that got us to Nixon, doing underhanded stuff to get us there. So that's what I mean by the party of Nixon. It's the party. It's the party that has always done stuff just on this side of the law and sometimes on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's where they are now.
And so we can try gangster moves, but we're like, Democrats be baby gangsters. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't have the wherewithal to make the moves or the knowledge to like, oh, when you get knocked back, you got to get up and go this way. That comes from years of experiences, which is what the Republicans have.
We have the Graham White House. We have the Graham Poobah sitting in the White House, and he may be a one-termer. Who knows? So I'm like,
I know.
While you are in there, while you have this moment in time, I say get that pen, make some gangster moves. If they want to change it when they get in there, let them change it. But in the meantime, let's not have these 4 years where everybody go, you made all these promises and nothing was done.
Well, I think that some things will be done. And the latest thing is that has come back up that they are discussing, I guess, while the president was, that he couldn't go anywhere and he was kind of stuck in the house. They're talking about once again, bringing up the payment of student loans and how they're going to work that or eliminate it for more people. That's still a consideration. And that's something they definitely have to do before the November election. They have to make a move one way or the other. And they have to, do whatever they do or get off the pot. And
let's tape this and then play it back on the show right before election day and see what happens.
Okay. All right. So that'll be our Halloween issue of and so we'll see what happens. The other thing, the other issue that they are talking about, which is one thing that Joe Manchin is in favor of, and before he even came to an agreement with Schumer, was about prescription drugs and some changes to Obamacare and lowering the drug prices for your prescriptions. And they have to do that very quickly before new prices kick in August for our prescription drugs. So let us see what will happen in that respect. Stephen Hill, have you been paying attention? I know you're a West Coaster now, but you do go back from time to time. Have you been paying attention to the subway shooter and his case? The Black man who was accused of shooting people and setting off smoke bombs in the subway back in April.
So if I'm gonna be honest, here's I haven't been, because every time I do, I really want to make an inappropriate joke or comment about this thing, and there's nothing and I shouldn't. Right. So I literally pulled myself away from it. I remember we talked about it the first time, and I was like, "Hold yourself back, Stephen. Don't talk. Oh, don't talk about how now we know where Rodney Adam Rippey is." I've just avoided it. So no, it's a long way of saying that.
I love an obscure Rodney Allen Rippey reference. You know that. Frank James is his name. He's been accused of carrying out the April 12th shooting and smoke bomb attack in the New York subway train. He's accused of injuring 23 people during the morning rush hour in the Manhattan-bound train in Brooklyn Sunset Park neighborhood. And they say this is one of the most violent attacks in the history of the train system. They said that the judge has now set a tentative late February trial date for Frank James, meeting 2023. Myra, are you raising your hands or just adjusting your lovely locks?
Let me tell you something. There is a freaking net that is flying around this. So for people who can see me, I'm not spazzing out. I'm trying to kill.
Okay.
Yeah, but the great thing is, which brings it back to our good friend Frank James, you'll be about as successful at hitting that net as Frank James was in the freaking subway car. That's the greatest thing about this, is that like he's the worst shot ever. Have you been in a subway car? Have you been 23
in rush hour?
It's the greatest, and I mean this, I'm joking, but it's the greatest blessing in all. He's the worst shot of all time. Yeah. Worst shot. Yes. Nobody, thankfully, shooting into a subway car, nobody.
Yes, thank goodness.
He is not in a good space. The judge asked him how he's doing, and he said not too good. He told the court that he'd been watching a bit of baseball and read things in the press, and that he was not happy about a lot of things, but he did not elaborate. So he's about as happy with his life as we are with Myra J's kind of skipping and having some transmission problems here, as well as with the gnat. But
It's probably the gnat's fault.
I know.
probably.
Yes. Blame it on the gnat.
Blame it on the yeah. They're also talking about what happens if the virus, a lot of parents are concerned about what's going to happen to the schools if the virus, the BA.5 subvariant continues at the pace that it's going. And are schools making any plans in terms of teachers, teacher aides, and keeping the schools open, or are they going to have to go back to where they were with remote learning? And a lot of parents, most parents, I dare say, are not happy with that idea. Steve, you're one who dealt with that.
My understanding in Cobb County, kids no mask, teachers mask, and the teachers are upset.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I'm finding this whole COVID thing really inconvenient.
Really?
I mean, like, I don't want to wear a mask, but I have to because of the whole spread and death thing. So,
okay,
no one's gonna be happy about this. Like, nobody wants to be home. Wants to have the kids at home for school because it prevents a lot of parents from going to work. It truly affects the economy, let alone the kind of the mindset of the country. And hopefully in 3 years we'll be at a place where this won't be the case. Yeah, I said 3 years. I predicted 2020. I predicted 23 when the pandemic started. 23. So
yeah,
we got at least one to go.
And you are one person who has flourished more during the pandemic than anybody I know.
Right. But it's because of my controversial approach that, like, I've had COVID twice. I've had 4 boosters. But like the decisions, like I can't do the hide from the world, and I respect those that do and respect their health in a different way. But it's just like, I'd rather be down for the count for a minute. And it's the stupid. I want to be very clear. I know how stupid this is. I'm very clear. But it also, made it so I could come out and have dinner with Shantae and then ask her to marry me. So
okay, just hit your best shot. Yes, I know. I have more friends, as I say every day, I guess, on the show, that I know more people who have the virus today than I've known in a very long time. And some of them are doing some stupid things, and others are, going through the protocols and everything. So we'll see what happens.
Wait, you mean who actually have the virus are doing stupid things?
Mm-hmm.
No. Wow, that's a whole nother thing. If you have the virus, you don't have the virus, you can't be doing those stupid things.
Yeah. Running out and running errands and saying, but I masked up, but I did this, but I did that. And I'm saying,
with the virus,
you got to stay at home. You got to stay at home. And it's very disturbing. So we are now having young Kwyn join us. Kwyn Townsend Riley. Hello.
Yay,
how are you?
Kwyn.
Hi, everybody. Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I know duty calls. We have a couple of seconds for you to talk about what's going on with the Respect for Marriage Act as your story in the What You Need to Know newsletter.
Yes, so all 220 United States House Democrats, along with 47 Republicans, voted to approve legislation to protect the rights for same-sex and interracial marriage in the Respect for Marriage Act. Although 157 Republicans voted against it, it did make history as the most pro-LGBTQIA plus vote in congressional history. This legislation was a result of some type of preemptive measure in response to, the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas and his dissenting opinion.
No, it was a concurring opinion.
Dissenting for my community.
Right.
Concurring in agreement. But yes, he
with Roe versus Wade.
He offered this concurring opinion after the overturning of Roe v. Wade, in which there was a fear, I would say, that kind of spread very quickly on whether same-sex marriage was actually going to be protected still, because he brought up 2 different cases. I still don't know how to pronounce his name. Is it Obergefell or
Obergefell or something like that?
Obergefell v. Hodges and Dobbs v. Jackson. In both of these cases, one, I believe in 2013 and the other one 2016, that had foundationally, constitutionally protected same sex. And he was like, oh, we should revisit these because actually I want to get rid of them. And so everybody's kind of just like, what? So this act, the Respect for Marriage Act, is Congress' way in order to protect same-sex marriage. Right now, it's still in the House. And hopefully, like when it does get passed by the House, the bill moves to a split Senate. In order for it to make out of Senate, it needs a 60-person vote. So that means it would require 10 Republicans, along with all 50 Democrats, to actually agree the bill
and get past the filibuster.
Yes,
Yeah.
get past filibuster. So right now, I don't know if you guys knew this, but according to USA Today, there are over 500,000 same-sex married couples in the United States. So this bill, along with same-sex marriage, along with LGBTQIA plus rights, really does affect a lot of us. You may know somebody who either identifies as gay, or somebody who has been adopted by a gay couple, or even that's being taught by somebody who is gay. So please call your senator and tell them to get on it. ACLU has plenty of petitions right now for the Respect for Marriage Act, as well as the Equality Act, which is supposed to help systemically protect discrimination and harassment for queer folks as well. So you can sign up at the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union, today. And it's free. It takes like less than 2 minutes. I did it earlier.
Great. So we'll keep you up to date on that. And I also want to encourage people to go to our newsletter and check out the Black and Missing section and talk about, as we make note of Janiyah Walker. She's been missing for about a month and a half now, or a little over a month. And she's 15, been missing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So please take a look at that, as well as the entire newsletter. And you can subscribe at SybilWilkes.com. Thank you very much. And then there's that. Thank you. All right, let's talk about what's really going on. And here's our question of the day. And this is primarily for Stephen Hill. But I think all of us can participate in this. A little bit of a history moment. July 26th was a day in history for
Kevin Michael Griffith.
No, that was Kevin's birthday. Absolutely. For the Jackson 5. It was on that day in 1968 that Berry Gordy returned to Detroit, where he had Joe Jackson, the patriarch of the Jackson 5, and the boys signed their first year-long Motown contract.
1 year long?
1 year long. And then they did, obviously, he came to his senses and said, okay, this is what we need to do. So the question is,
it must have been, it was a 1 year with Motown's option. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
Probably, right.
1 year Motown's option. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is your favorite song by the Jackson 5 or the Jacksons?
Oh, come on.
You can have, you could, you know what, you could give us the entire time just filling us in with songs. But I do want to hear from everyone, our listeners as well as our viewers. Tell us, what is your favorite Jackson 5 or the Jackson songs? I'm not talking Michael, I'm talking the Jackson 5 or the Jacksons. Okay. So Stephen Hill, Myra, Kwyn, who would like to go first?
Stop the Love You Saved may be your own house. Okay, but I will say this, just to throw a little fly in the ointment, that I'm a big boy now.
Oh.
They signed to Motown, baby. And somewhere I have that 45.
Steeltown Records.
Yes.
Before they've signed them.
Yes.
Okay, so here's a little bit of the background. It was during July of 1968. The boys opened for Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers. At the Regal Theater. Thank you very much. After being blown away by their performance, including Michael, he sent the boys to Detroit, where he set up a recorded Motown edition, which took place. Bobby Taylor did. Yes. Set it up at Detroit's Woodward Avenue headquarters, July 23rd, 1968. Berry Gordy initially rejected the tape, refusing to sign any more kid acts after Stevie Wonder, right? So he changed his mind once he got a hold of Bobby Taylor's tape. And it was on July 26th that he returned to Detroit. He and Joe and the boys signed their first year-long Motown contract. However, recording on their first album was delayed due to a a contract dispute. Negotiations were continuing to get the Jacksons out of Steeltown Records, as Steve mentioned, and they also were supplementing their income. And Steve, I got this story, but I need to verify with you. They were supplementing their income by performing at strip clubs, like
Yes.
Guys and Dolls,
Yes.
to get some extra money.
Picking up dollars on the floor. You can find an old interview with Michael talking about them throwing money. He doesn't say it's a strip club, but he talks about picking money off the floor that they were throwing. 100%.
Right. There
Yes.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Young Kwyn, do you have a favorite Jackson 5? I know you're well schooled in the music. Do you have a favorite Jackson 5 or the Jackson song?
Yes, I would have to say I Want You Back. That's the
Okay.
first
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a classic for me.
Absolutely. Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah, I get that.
Heartbreak Hotel gets me every time.
Mm.
And 2300 Jackson Street.
Good song.
To be real honest, 2300 Jackson Street. Stephen Hill, you want to start with just one, and we'll keep coming back to you.
It's so tough. Can I See You in the Morning from the third album?
Wow.
Can I See You in the Morning? Every time I hear it, I just feel fantastic and very, very, very fourth grade. I just feel very fourth grade when I hear it. Can You Feel It is a favorite, by the way. Small story. Can You Feel It? Can You Feel It was a direct result of the song they opened their 1971 concert with, Stand. When they were writing for their Triumph album, they were like, we want a driving song we can open our concert with, like we did with Stand. Stand and the end you do. And that's because that was their version of it. And Can You Feel It is basically not based on, but like they wanted to get the social commentary and the driving beat of Stand.
Ooh,
that's where Can You Feel It came from.
Powerful. Myra?
I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Oh!
That's a good one.
I did. I'm gonna tell my daddy.
So, folks, if you do have your suggestions, we'd love to hear them, and I'll continue. Steve, you said we talked about that one-year contract. On March 11th, 1969, a day before Marlon's 12th birthday, the Jackson 5 signed the exclusive 7-year contract with Motown. And after initial recordings at Detroit's Hitsville, USA, failed to impress Gordy, he sent the Jacksons to Hollywood, and it was in August that their PR machine, led by the great Suzanne DePass, started to pass off the group as having been discovered by Diana Ross.
And us Chicagoans were upset about that.
Yeah, and especially Bobby and the Vancouvers.
Yeah.
There's a Gladys Knight element in there somewhere.
Yeah, what is that?
I think Bobby to Gladys to.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Bobby to Gladys.
That makes sense. Makes sense. And so, Yolanda, if we have any folks who want to throw in with their favorite Jacksons or Jackson 5, Charlotte Bowen Bellamy says, "Who's Loving You?" My all-time favorite. I think she means "Who's Loving You," saying that on Facebook.
Yeah. By the way, that was the flip side to "I Want You Back." And Smokey Robinson, because Smokey Robinson wrote that song.
Yeah.
The first time Smokey heard that song, he's like, who is this child who has been here before?
Which a lot of people have said over the years, right?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Critic Chronicles on YouTube says Rockin' Robin. Oh, the little bird is on.
I love that song.
Love to hear Robin go.
Yep.
That's a fun one. That's a fun. If this is not going to make you pull out your Jackson music, I don't know what will. Janet Ferguson on Facebook says, "Looking through the window." I promise you, I'm not going to sing every song. I promise you, I'm not going to sing every song.
Because the one she doesn't sing, I will.
But Janet says, "Looking through the window." She says that on Facebook. Those are some. Oh man, those bring back some good.
Written by Clifton Davis. By the way, written by Clifton Davis.
And we can always get the College of Musical Knowledge to give us another piece of historical information. Kwyn, what were you going to say? We'll go to Carla Summers after.
There, we sung that at our Kenwood, our winter choir concert.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Yolanda, we had Carla Summers say, "Enjoy yourself." Yes. Come on, Stephen.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy yourself with me. That was their first single after they left Motown.
Wow.
That was the first one.
Wow.
Exactly.
So Sonia Maple says, "I'll be there." Oh my
Yes.
gosh. You and I must
Funny
be-
story behind that is that Sybil and I actually sang that in front of the Jacksons on Tom Joyner Morning Show cruise. We actually sang that song in front of the Jacksons,
They were judging.
and they were
Yeah.
very impressed. They were very impressed.
Yep, we did.
Sybil gave off a Mick Jagger shiver that I still remember. To this day.
I'll reach out my hand to you.
Was it a shiver or a shimmy? Because that
Shimmy.
kind of looked like a shimmy. A shimmy.
Shimmy.
A shimmy. Okay.
That
100%.
good times. And my girl, Ivy Lee, on Facebook.
They did remake that. They remake
Yeah.
the Temptations version of My Girl. They did
So
remake it.
Stephen Hill, the
Yes.
Jacksons, Temptations, My Girl.
Oh, Temptations. I'm not. So the Jacksons had a lot of great remakes, right? They did. There's a song called, and if you check out one song today off the ABC album, it's "I Don't Know Why I Love You." If you want to understand the power of the 12-year-old Michael Jackson, if you want to understand, like you got to remember, he's 11 years old when he records this song. I Don't Know Why I Love You. It's a song originally by Stevie Wonder, so therefore another cover. That's why it fit into this theme. But that's the one song you should listen to understand how powerful and emotional 11-year-old Michael Jackson's voice was. I'm always shocked when I listen to it.
Steve, my name H on YouTube says dancing. Dancing machine.
Dance machine.
Okay, go ahead, Myra. Give us a little. Come on.
Give him the robot. Give him the robot. Good freeze, Ma. Good freeze on the robot. Good freeze on the robot. That's what you did there. Yeah.
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Nobody can do that. That's muscle control.
She's good, y'all. She's really, really good.
She's moving. She's grooving.
She's frozen.
Anthony Sanders on Facebook says, about that little rat. Ben.
Clearly referring to Ben.
Ben, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's probably the
Golden
only
Globe,
song
by
that I
the way,
did not
won a
like.
Golden Globe. Won a Golden Globe.
I know, but ugh.
Nominated for an Academy Award and won the Golden Globe.
Ugh.
Steve, was there ever a Jackson 5 song that initially came out and you said, and it kind of had to work its way into your heart and your musical
ABC.
library? ABC.
I've never
Really?
if I'm going to be honest, I've never been an ABC, the song ABC. It took me literally like 30 years to appreciate it.
But it's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's what Janice Brown says on YouTube. That's what she says was
That's
ABC.
right.
So,
Ooh, If I Don't Love You This Way. Okay. All right. CM Williams from Facebook is If I Don't Love You This Way. She's on my level. That's a deep album cut right there.
okay, so Yolanda, can we have CM Williams and we can she and Stephen Hill can go face to face on this one, perhaps. And what album was that, Steve? You said it's a deep album cut. If I Don't Love You This Way.
Either Skywriter or Looking Through the Windows.
Okay.
I forget which one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
CM Williams got you. Okay, on Facebook, Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy is a greatest hits album. That was their greatest hits album. After they put 4 albums out, they were able to have a greatest hits album. Like literally 2 years after they had their first record out. It was crazy. And Sugar Daddy was the extra bonus one that made you buy the greatest hits album, or should I say, made my daddy buy the greatest hits album.
and
Even though I had all the other songs.
Right, of course you did. But you gotta have the greatest hit album too.
That's
Blame
right,
it on oh yes, Olivia Ferguson.
Michael Jackson song. Wow, that's crazy.
You thought that was what?
I thought it was just a Michael Jackson song. I didn't know that was a Jackson 5 song.
No.
I love that song.
It was Jackson's.
Jackson's. Yeah.
First single from the Destiny album. The only song on that album to not be written by the Jacksons. It's written by a guy named Mick Jackson, no relation. But the only song on that album that was not written by the Jacksons, they were like, we got to put one little thing on here because that was the first one they got to write like kind of all the songs.
How much are we learning?
I am loving this.
Right? Oh my gosh. Stephen Hill, I got to figure out. I think there'll be another time where we bring your knowledge of all of this. Gwen Turner, my lovely one on YouTube, she says this. Gwen Turner on YouTube says, "My lovely one." Go ahead, Steve.
No, That was the first single released from the Triumph album, and the last song they did on the '81 tour before they went and did the fake goodbye. Good night, everybody. Like, lovely one. And the Jacksons did pelvic thrusts during that song.
And you had to step up your game then too, huh?
Sure enough.
All right. Thanks for indulging me, Stephen Hill, with a little Jackson 5 memory there. And also thanks for everybody for participating. I think I love going back. Michael Stallworth, All I Do Is Think of You. Go ahead, which was recorded by Troop, originally done by the Jacksons.
Jackson 5
By the Jackson 5.
Here's one thing I like to point out, because we did not point this out since we brought up Jackson 5. Never forget Jermaine. Jermaine Jackson is one of the dopest voices of all time. Let's be clear. Jermaine Jackson is Scottie Pippen. Jermaine Jackson is Scottie Pippen.
Point.
Jermaine Jackson is one of the best to ever do it. Remember, Scottie Pippen was voted one of the 50 best NBA players of all time. Right. Jermaine Jackson is one of the best to ever do it. Listen to him and remember, he's a 15-year-old voice doing all that adult-like tenor. Jermaine Jackson is Scottie Pippen. He just happened to be on a team behind MJ.
Both.
Beautiful. They both were on the team behind MJ.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody, for participating in our question of the day. And now it's time to talk trending topics. What is going on in the world with you? So, Kwyn, let's start with you. You are headed abroad. Going abroad.
I'm leaving in the morning to go back home, and then Friday going to catch the plane to London, and then I'm going to be in Paris and then Italy for a little bit, and then be back in the States August 5th.
The trip gets longer and longer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
With her taking sand to the beach, the trip gets longer and longer. I'm just saying.
No, we taking sand to the beach? We taking sand to the beach?
What does that mean? I don't know what you guys mean. I'm not doing anything but going to travel to go perform. And
let me just tell you, when you take sand to the beach, that is where you're going to have fun. You take somebody with you where you're from your past, or maybe
doing drugs or something. Okay, no.
Oh.
I'm taking somebody.
You are so young sometimes. I swear. Sometimes you're like up here, and then other times you're like, look at me at 5. So tell us about your performances. Remind us what's going on in London.
Yeah, so far is a company that started actually in London with these guys that wanted to have much more of an intimate concert experience, like in people's living rooms. I think started like in 2005, and since then they just like spread like nationally. And I first started performing for them in Chicago in 2018. And it's almost like when you perform for one city, you get the access to perform for others. So from there, I performed in Indianapolis, New York, LA, DC, Baltimore. And so I've always wanted to perform internationally. I just never had like the funds to actually, pay for my accommodations, because they pay for you to perform, but they don't pay for you to actually get set up and stuff. And so when the person I'm going with said that they were going to London, I said, maybe I should just reach out and see if I could do it, if they know who I am. And they said, we've been wanting you to perform for a long time. We got you for 2 days. And I'm like, well then, okay, I'll be there. So
awesome.
Yeah, like Michael Jackson, I'll be there. Yeah.
All right, feet to the goat.
And anything else in August when you come back?
Oh, yes. And then I have a show on August 20th in DC.
Great day. All right. Myra J., you have dates coming up with the court jesters, the Queen and her jesters.
Yes. September 2nd and 3rd, Star Dome, Birmingham. Then in Memphis.
Sometimes
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
and the Labor Day weekend, I think it's the 2nd and the 3rd.
Right.
You guys will be at the Stardome in Birmingham. Stephen Hill.
I'll be road managing with Shantae Moore. Shantae Moore will be in Washington, D.C. on August 6th. Will you be back, Kwyn? When you back?
I will be back. Yes.
Come to the show on the 6th.
Okay, yeah. And Kalani when I tour that weekend. So.
Fantastic. I'll charge you half price. On the 7th. On On the 7th, Philadelphia, but don't bother trying to get that show sold out, baby. Sold out. And she'll be in New York for the first time in a very long time on September 24th.
How awesome. How awesome. Now explain Paige v. Elba Hill.
Hey, who do you want to play your next James Bond? Idris Elba or Regé-Jean Page? Idris Elba. Words out there. Regé-Jean Page may be up for James Bond. And so
Look,
I know there's people here who probably invested
anytime
in that.
I can see Regé-Jean, anytime I can see Regé.
I understand what that is.
Bridgerton. He's the dude from Bridgerton who was so hot the first season. They wouldn't let him on the second season.
I'd rather have Idris Elba.
So Idris versus Regé-Jean. Could they have two? Could I have one this year and the other the next year or whatever? I find it hard to make that. I'm gonna have to come up with another entertainment story because that was what I had. But to talk about it, Steve.
Look. I think Idris Elba's taking himself out of it because I think he thinks, or people think that he's too mature to actually play it, and so I do believe there's going to be either a younger, diverse, or gender different than cisgender male. See what I did there, Kwyn? See how I did that? I'm pretty proud of myself. Somebody playing Bond. I nailed that one. You can say what you want. I was very sensitive and used the right terms. So whatever.
Sensitive and correct.
It was sensitive for me.
We have not mentioned this, but it is going to be in the newsletter tomorrow about Brittany Griner speaking in court. And after she made her appearance in court, then it was announced that the president of the State Department has made an offer several weeks ago to the Russians regarding how to get Brittany as well as the former Marine Paul Whelan home. And Whelan has been in prison since 2018 when he was arrested for spying. He was sentenced
Allegedly.
to 6. Well, no, they charged him with it.
Yeah.
And he has been in since 2018. They sentenced him to 16 years in 2020, and he has been there. His family has been pushing, but of course, Brittany has been getting all of the attention. And one interesting thing is, as a part of not how long Brittany will serve, because it's like she's already pleaded guilty, but they have a 99% rate of conviction. Only 1% of the people is not convicted as they come before the Russian courts. So they're saying she probably will get this 10 years, but they also think that the higher number her sentence is how interested they are in making a deal, either transfer the exchange of prisoners or to have some of the levies of some of the things that have been levied against the Russians since the war started, have some of those reduced. Mm-hmm. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this all falls out. But for whatever reason, the State Department felt the need to make that announcement today because they had made it several weeks ago. So we'll see what happens with that. Also, the Highland Park, Illinois man charged in the July 4th mass shooting has been indicted on almost 120 charges. According to the grand jury, he's been indicted on 117 counts. This is Robert Cremo, the 21-year-old man charged with 21 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts for each deceased victim. And a lot of people are still suffering from that, obviously mentally, and a lot of physical stories, physical injuries. There's one story that just breaks your heart. A little boy, he's a twin. He's 8 years old. His spine was severed by the bullet. And I listen for updates on him every day, and blessings to him and his family. His mother was injured. His twin brother was not. And but they show him in the wheelchair and going outside, getting some fresh air. And the first thing when he gained consciousness was he wanted to see his brother and his dog. And it's these stories that to really get to me. But God bless them. And this 21-year-old Robert Cremo is not going to see daylight. For
Good.
sure. Yeah,
Good.
absolutely.
You shouldn't.
Absolutely. And the last thing I do want to mention is that Tony Dow really is dead now.
You know, I actually thought about that today. I said, it's a darn shame when they announce your death prematurely. And when you die, it's like, oh, yeah, well, whatever.
He is, Kwyn, you may not know of the TV show Leave It to Beaver. This was one of the Hollywood, one of the old school, before even our time.
It's not a nasty show. First of all, I know where your mind's going. It's not a nasty show.
No,
Where my mind's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Exactly
you.
where your
That's
mind
you.
was going. Yes,
That's
Stephen
you.
Hill was
That's
absolutely,
you.
he was
That's
absolutely
you.
correct. The little boy's his nickname was Beaver, Theodore Beaver Cleaver. And his brother was Wally. And Wally was the character played by Tony Dow. And Tony Dow has died at the age of 77. And it was a weird thing with the family, too, because the wife said that he was gone. His son, by another marriage, said, no, he's not. He's still with us. And so it went back and forth. But yes, they have both confirmed the loss. The life of Tony Dow is now over at 77. And so that is our topical news, and that is it for us for right now. I think free.
referring to the show where I was going to charge Kwyn only half price. I thought that was a good deal. Shantae Moore, who currently is on Facebook, I guess, has decided to get Kwyn a free show ticket, not realizing it cuts into the net. But we'll talk about that later.
You know what? If he insists while Shantae is warming up and preparing for the concert, if he insists, I got you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I got you.
Always black women. I stick together. Thank you.
So on National New Jersey Day, Dr. Oz's Pennsylvania Senate challenger is reflecting on the doctor's Garden State roots. Are y'all hip to what's going on in Pennsylvania? There is a Senate race. The Republicans are represented by Donald Trump's choice of Dr. Oz as the Republican nominee for the United States Senate seat. The lieutenant governor is John Fetterman. He is running as the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senator from New Jersey, from Pennsylvania, I'm sorry. So this is National New Jersey Day. And this is when John Fetterman proved he is very savvy. And he and his wife took a moment to remind Pennsylvania voters that Dr. Oz only declared residency in the state before announcing his Senate run, that he really is a Jersey boy. So he said, today is a very big day for Dr. Oz, referring to National New Jersey Day. It's a holiday recognizing Dr. Oz's home state. This, in addition to Snooki coming on and having that video that went viral about Dr. Oz, come on back to Jersey, we still love you, come on. And then they had a billboard in the sky, a skywriter on the plane saying, welcome back to Jersey, Dr. Oz, we've missed you, that kind of thing. And so they're still punching it in that he's not a Pennsylvanian. As a matter of fact, he still has his home in New Jersey. He's using his mother-in-law's Pennsylvania address.
Wow.
So he's catching it. And happy New Jersey Day to you, Dr. Oz. And lastly, Myra, I wanted to point out that Norman Lear celebrating 100th birthday.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on who you talk to. Yay. And then other people say other things about Norman Lear, but
he is a point of contention. And people have, because did he really give people their just due, such as Eric Monty, who says that he created was it
Good Times?
Good Times.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not get the creative credits that he deserved as the creator of Good Times. And do you believe that, Myra? Have you always had that feeling?
To me, Norman Lear is such a creative genius. I, to be honest, I just need a little more proof. I'm not I'm not taking anything away from Eric Monti because he was also a hell of a writer.
Mm-hmm.
A hell of a writer, but I don't have enough details to make an informed decision on that story.
Steve?
One thing is true, and I don't know all the details. I'm not going to pretend to, but I think this is true. Without Norman Lear, there are a lot of our favorite characters that wouldn't have existed, and without these characters, some of the conversation around perceptions and portrayals of African Americans on television would not have happened, right? So even if you don't like the characters, at least brought conversation so that future ones. I truly believe that Norman Lear's work brought us things like Frank's Place, right? Mm-hmm. and Insecure and things that came out of that, whether we like them or not. So I like it as a base.
Let us continue our entertainment and talk about this video of a security guard crying at the Kendrick Lamar show that's gone viral. Have y'all seen this on TikTok?
Oh.
What's this?
There's a viral video of a security guard wiping away his tears at a Kendrick Lamar concert in Houston. After viewing it, the multi-Grammy Award winner gave a shout out to the guard in a recent interview, saying he saw the viral TikTok clip and was happy that his music is able to move people in such a way. He said it's just about the feeling of it. At the end of the day, you want everybody to receive your music and, make them feel good, make them feel like a moment they're attached to. It could live forever. So I don't know if you've seen it, Kwyn, but it is the security guard who identified himself on TikTok the next day. His name is Devin Sanford. He grew emotional while listening to the song Love. Mm-hmm. He is standing there wiping away the tears as he's singing to the 2017 hit at a concert at the Toyota Center in Houston on Friday. While he's supposed to be doing his security work, he got caught up and it went viral, and it currently has over 11 million views.
Wow.
Love it.
He said it brought him back to 2017 when the song first came out. I was kind of going through a tumultuous time in my life at that point. He said the words, the crowd around me, everyone was screaming and reaching for Kendrick and crying. And I kind of just absorbed everybody's emotions. And when I was trying my best to hold it together, I just kind of cracked.
Aww.
Anything that normalizes emotional behavior in Black men, I'm all for.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Yeah. Steve, what's the song? What is the song or these songs that make you cry, make you well up?
Oh my God. It's funny you should ask that. And I promise it won't be long.
I can't tell you how many times I've been told that.
I heard a vocal only version of the Beach Boys, God Only Knows. And I literally started crying. I burst out in tears on the plane. Shantae is like, what the heck's going on? I'm like, you have to hear this. Literally on a plane in headphones, because there's a documentary on Brian Wilson, the leader of the
I love that. Yeah.
And they just pull just the vocals of God Only Knows. Now the song itself is just beautiful and it's made me cry, but hearing the voices only, I burst out into tears. This was just within the last week.
Oh my gosh, was it your
God
time of the month?
No. That's every month.
Oh, every day.
Every day.
But I love that song too. I didn't know we had that in common too. I'm a Beach Boys fan, and so that is one song that gets me every time. God Only Knows. I absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kwyn, the Hard-Hearted. What song gets you?
Hard-Hearted. I guess that it would have to be As by Stevie Wonder. The song always makes me think of like my dad who passed and like other people that have passed on, and then just even right now I'm getting emotional. Just the way love just transcends time, structure, whatever we think this life is. It's very perpetual and it's very calculable. And Stevie Wonder just like was able to like verbally, literally write something down to that magnitude is brilliant. So
that's you can put on Stevie Wonder in any number of songs, including "Don't You Worry About a Thing." Okay, Myra.
You'll Never Walk Alone.
Oh, Oh yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one too, Myra. And
Yes.
for me, I recently heard it, and I must have been in a department store or something, with the Muzak, and it was Helen Reddy's "You and Me Against the World," reminded me of my mom, and so that was like, I had to clutch. I clutched my. I was like,
Not clutch of pearls.
I had no pearls, but I was still clutching, Myra. and that was our song, and so it just really got to me. But you never know how songs are, what it's going to take you back to, and I think the security guard, Mr. Devin, has demonstrated that at any given time, Steve on a plane, me in a mall or whatever, how it really can get to you. So think about those songs. Yeah, I know. Virtual hugs. We're going to close out with something else that catches us every day. That is our daily inspiration, also known as Yogi's Jewel. Remember, mindset is everything. So inhale positivity. Exhale negativity. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. You guys are so positive and wonderful. And Kwyn, we wish you safe travels. Everybody, we'll see you soon. Take care. Aloha.
Bye.